You've heard it a million times, right? Be present. But what if I told you that the present moment as a specific point in time isn't even real? It's like we're all chasing a ghost. So what's the deal with this state of presence everyone's always talking about? Well, let's dive in and find out.
I mean, really, think about it for a second. Where is the present moment? Try and grab it. The very instant you think, okay, this is it, right now. Poof, it's gone. It's already the past. It's this crazy paradox that people have been wrestling with for centuries.
In our normal physical world, now is just a constantly moving target. You know, picture an hourglass. That single grain of sand that's falling, that's now. But by the time you actually see it, it's already landed in the pile of then. So from that perspective, a steady, stable present just doesn't exist.
So, okay, if now is just this slippery illusion, what in the world are all these spiritual traditions talking about? What is this deep, profound, present moment that's supposed to hold the key to everything? To really get the difference, let's follow the story of someone who went searching for it.
Let's meet Ahai. His mind, and it's probably a lot like yours and mine, is just a constant whirlwind. The source material calls it a flock of sparrows, just constantly flitting between regrets about yesterday and worries about tomorrow. It's like he's got this relentless storyteller in his head, and he's rarely, if ever, just here.
So, desperate for some relief, Ahai travels to this quiet mountain temple. He's hoping he'll find some kind of technique, a secret method to finally calm that storm raging inside his head.
But the master he finds offers something totally different. He says, tonight you will learn not a technique, but a door. And that one word changes the entire quest. This isn't about achieving some state anymore. It's about entering a space that's already there, just waiting for you.
And the master's first instruction? It sounds almost too simple. He just says, when thoughts come up, don't chase, don't reject. Just be here. The point isn't to get rid of your thoughts, it's just to stop letting them drag you all over the place.
So Ahai tries it. He stops struggling, he just gently brings his attention to his breath. And as he does that, something starts to shift. His breathing gets softer, finer, so subtle it's described as the primordial breath in the womb. His body is finally starting to let go.
And this is where the real magic happens. It turns out it's not about controlling the mind at all. It's about what happens when you finally stop trying to control it. Ahai is right there. He's about to step through that door.
And then, whoa, the experience deepens. The hard edges of his own physical body start to soften and blur, kind of like mist over a lake. He doesn't feel like a separate person in the room anymore. He feels like he is the room, merging with the silence, with the night itself. The I that was trying so hard just starts to dissolve.
And this right here, this brings us to the core idea. The present moment isn't a tick on a clock. It is a state of being. The text calls it a channel, a dimension of pure awareness that we can enter when we finally step out of that rushing river of time.
This is the huge paradox that Ahai learned. The present moment isn't something you can achieve with effort. It's what reveals itself when the effort stops. The desire to get there is the very thing that keeps you out.
Now, this experience, it's not unique to Ahai's story. Not at all. It's a universal human potential, something that's been described in different ways across all kinds of ancient cultures. And now, even modern science is starting to explore it.
First off, it is so important to make a distinction here. There's what we could call true emptiness, which comes from inner alignment. It feels rooted, clear, and it actually restores you. And then there's false emptiness, which is often induced by external things, that just leaves you feeling fragmented, unstable, and depleted. They might look similar from the outside, but where they come from and what they do to you are polar opposites.
And what's fascinating is that modern neuroscience gives us a clue. This state of presence seems to be linked with quieter activity in the brain's default mode network. Remember that flock of sparrows in Ahai's mind? That's pretty much the DMN at work. You can think of it as your brain's internal storyteller, always running, replaying the past, projecting the future, and building the story of me. When that storyteller finally takes a break, we can just be.
And if you look at ancient traditions, you see they've all kind of carved different doors that lead to the very same room. Taoists use deep stillness and the breath to return to the source. Zen practitioners use sharp, moment-to-moment observation to awaken pure awareness. And many shamanic traditions use the power of rhythm and sound to open up consciousness. They're all different paths, but they're all aiming to move beyond that internal storytelling.
So what happens when you come back from this state? Is it just a temporary mental vacation? Not at all. The effects are tangible, they're physical, and they can be really long-lasting.
People who access this state report a whole host of benefits, and it's so much more than just a few minutes of calm. It's like a deep reset for your entire nervous system. This can lead to better sleep, less chronic tension in your neck and shoulders, even better digestion. A lot of people just describe it as a feeling of coming home to themselves.
On a more subtle level, there's a tangible shift in the body's energy. A warm, stable feeling often develops in the lower abdomen, an area the Taoists call the dantian. This becomes like a physical anchor, a center of gravity that creates a foundation for a mind that's clear, calm, and centered, no matter what storm is going on around you.
And really the most important takeaway here is this. This state is not reserved for masters on a mountaintop. It's not some big secret. The door is always right here, and it's available to every single one of us.
And the way in is just beautifully simple. First, you settle your body into a comfortable position. Second, you gently follow the natural rhythm of your breath. As you do that, you consciously release any tension you notice. And then, the final step is to do nothing at all. You just be.
So how many keys do you need to open this door? How many secret techniques or years of practice? The answer is 0.
Because this door isn't locked, it has never been locked. The only action that's required to open it is the simple, radical act of letting go. And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. In a world that is constantly telling us to strive, to push, to achieve, and to grasp, what might happen if, just for a moment, you did the complete opposite? What happens if you just let go?